is Inside Dance and my name is Sarah. Welcome to our Place Prize 2013 episode, where we'll be giving you the inside from the judges, the artists and the technicians ahead of this month's final. Held every 2 years, the Place Prize has become a significant date in the dance diary, investing in the careers of dance makers such as Raphael Bonacella, Nina Rajarani, Lost Dog and Adam Linder. This year, over 200 artists applied for the Place Prize. 16 of them were commissioned for the semi-finals in September, and now it's down to 4 who are battling it out for the grand prize total of up to £35,000. So, let's get this episode started by speaking to 2 of the semi-finals judges, Jonzi D and Sarah Crompton. Hello, so thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us, first of all, a little bit about what you do and how you came to be involved in the Place Prize?
Well, I'm Sarah Crompton. I'm the Arts Editor-in-Chief of the Daily Telegraph, and I also write about dance. I'm their dance critic. And I've moaned in print for a long time about the lack of good contemporary dance, and I worry a bit about contemporary dance and where it's heading. So I thought the Place Prize was a brilliant opportunity to come along and see what was out there.
My name is Jonzi D. I am a hip-hop theatre artist. What does that mean? It means that I do hip-hop in the theatre, basically. I'm the artistic director of Breaking Convention. I think that I personally have got relatively marginal ideas on what I think is contemporary dance. Do you know what I mean? For example, I think hip-hop dance is contemporary dance, but I think that that idea might not necessarily ring true in a lot of people who are into contemporary dance's ears.
So can you tell us a little bit about the judging process?
Well, there were 5 of us, and so every night we'd come along and we'd see the works and we'd make reasonably detailed notes, and then until the final night we would then meet up early before the next performance to discuss what we'd seen and decide what to do. And we had quite strict criteria about what the piece should be and what it should do, about actually expressing a clear idea and whether it expressed it well.
So all the pieces were all so different, and I wonder, even though you had the criteria, how easy was it to try and judge all these pieces against each other?
We were able to mark immediately as we left the space our initial response to the piece. Okay. And that was good because it was interesting when it changed after discussion, you know, okay. and that sense of, is that all right to change because somebody else has made you think differently? I think that was great, and I think it was a lot to do with the respect that was shared amongst the judging panel.
It was quite hard to set one against the other, and I suspect that in the course of it, but this always happens, that probably all of us lost a couple of pieces that we really liked. And then of course towards the end, when on the final night you didn't have this sort of time, you did come up to this room and judge the final night and the whole batch, with everybody waiting downstairs to have your decision. So that was quite pressured, I think.
Easy for me. For me, I found it quite an easy discussion. Once we'd done the shortlist, and once we'd gotten over the fact that our little favourites weren't part of the final shortlist, I think it was quite easy then, as a group, to make that decision. I love what it brought out, the fact that there is variety in this world of contemporary dance, and I think it's important that the Place Prize exists because it does champion that.
It felt like a real privilege to watch the works, you know, to do that thing that you don't often get the chance to do, just watch, you know, 4 new works a night over a consistent period, and they were very varied, and the standard I thought was very high. And I'm really interested now to see what, you know, the next judging panel make of the ones we've put through, and indeed what, you know, the audience prize goes to as well.
So now we've heard what the judges have to say, let's talk to the 4 finalists that they selected.
I am Eva Recacha, I am a dance artist, and I am the choreographer of the Wishing Well.
We were making the duet already. We were sort of toying with the ideas of making this small scale piece, having done larger scales. Place Prize came up, as it does every 2 years, and we thought, yes, well, let's put the proposal in.
I suppose getting through to the finals, you know, you've been given confidence in the work. in some ways. So there's something really nice about that.
And this is your second time entering the Place Prize, and you're in the Place Prize finals for the second time. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels like I know very well how it is, and I'm very excited, although less, I think, that 2 years ago. 2 years ago I was very young, and you know, these 2 years helped me a lot to grow.
And then of course you have this thing when how do one compare work, and what is it that says that piece should have a crown and not that one? Yeah. It's a funny old thing to perform for that in that context. But like Heidi said, I think it's great for contemporary dance. I think it's great that there's an award. I think it just brings the kind of whole, and it's nice to be part of. It feels quite nice to to be part of it.
I think in dance, more than other art forms, I don't know why people associate quality with the size of the production. People who aren't in the know about the form, in a way that they wouldn't do with cinema or something. You know, it's kind of a cultural cliche that Hollywood makes really bad, expensive movies. The idea of independent cinema or small-scale cinema can possess quality, you know, without being very expensive. And I think that's less a part of the general public's imagination about dance. And I think the Place Prize does something very good about redressing that issue, saying, you know, there can be quality within small-scale work.
It's very important because it's based on the ideas, so it's not based on the establishment of a choreographer, but it's open to young choreographers, so it gives you the chance to really go for it and have a lot of support as well in creating.
It's creating more audiences for the kind of work that we do. I think we have this, everything that has the word contemporary in it seems to be of a very serious kind, and people think that's going to be either boring or too complicated or difficult to understand. And in fact, the fact that it is contemporary, it means that it is for you. That it is, you know, it is made by somebody like you in a time and a place that you live, that you understand, and it's going to speak to you. And I think, people just need to experience it, and this hopefully will help them to do that.
So the pieces have been selected and rehearsed. Now let's talk to Graham McGinty, technical manager here at the Place, about how he gets the pieces from the studio onto the stage. Hello Graham, thank you so much for joining us. So first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the Robin Howard Dance Theatre?
Yep, Contemporary Dance Trust moved in over 40 years ago. As the buildings developed, all renovations, any new work in the theatre, with the setup, is based on contemporary dance. So in that sense, the theatre's quite unique in that there's not many places that are catering just for contemporary dance.
And when you're working for the Place Prize, what's that like?
Yeah, it's fun. It's busy. I think, everyone that works on it really enjoys working on it. I mean, again, it's partly because what we do here is contemporary dance. So everyone that's working technically on the shows, they're very interested in the work.
So the theatre puts on 16 shows over 2 weeks for semi-finals. What's that like? Is that not a bit crazy?
Yes, yeah, it's quite a big ask, but each piece gets a day in the theatre, which it's not a huge amount of time, but we try and do as much pre-production as we can.
Have you ever been asked to do anything that's really bizarre?
Most requests are relatively sensible. There's a few bizarre requests. With the actual limitations, it's more to do with time rather than technology, equipment. It's, we've got a production day to realise the lighting design and any of the other technical bits. And then when we hit the shows, when we hit the semi-finals, there's only a 2.5 hour technical window.
And so coming up to the finals now, how are you and your team? Are you ready?
When we do the finals, they won't have all been performed together before. So there's still a fair bit of pre-production we've got to do to make sure we can smoothly run the evening, but we've got a bit longer to do it. We've got months rather than 2 days, which is what needs to happen.
Cool. Well, thank you very much and good luck.
No worries, thank you very much.
So there you have it, a quick whirlwind of what's going on behind the scenes of this year's Place Prize finals. It's clear to see from those who've spoken to today why the Place Prize holds a significant weight to them. We'd love to know what you think, so please tweet us at Inside Dance TV, let us know what you think about the competition and about the finalists, and keep an eye out for our website for an upcoming interview with Raphael Bonacella, who is Artistic Director of Sydney Dance Company and also the 2004 winner of the Place Prize. If his journey is anything to go by, then the Place Prize winner 2013 has got nothing to worry about.